This is Adam, and he suffers from gout. Try Urol. It helps to prevent crystallization of uric acid crystals in gout therapy. Urol, effective urinary alkalinizer for gout.
Hello, I'm Camelia and this is KiniNews. The government this morning cancelled its motion to suspend PN MP Wan Saiful from the Dewan Rakyat. This is after the Bersatu lawmaker apologised and retracted his statement against Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim.
Opposition lawmaker Wan Saiful has avoided a 6-month suspension from the Dewan Rakyat for alleging Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim is a leader who abuses his power. The Tasek Gelugor MP used an opportunity to speak given by Speaker Johari Abdul to make an open apology to the Prime Minister and young di-Pertuan Agong Sultan Ibrahim Sultan Iskandar, whose name Wan Saiful had allegedly misused to influence the Dewan Rakyat. This is after Deputy Prime Minister Ahmad Hamidi filed for a motion to suspend Wan Saiful for 6 months.
Ayat itu memang saya tujukan kepada Yang Amat Berhormat Tambun. Jadi seperti mana yang saya lakukan pada 24 bulan, dan saya ulang lagi sekali sebenarnya yang betul dalam Dewan pada 29 hari bulan apabila ditimbulkan oleh rakan saya Jelutong. Saya menarik balik ayat tersebut, saya menarik balik kenyataan saya dan saya juga memohon maaf atas kenyataan tersebut.
The Bersatu lawmaker also apologised for touching on the young di-Pertuan Agong in his speech and retracted his statement on that. The speaker then welcomed Wan Saiful's apologies and suggested that it could solve the issue. Following this, Deputy Prime Minister Hamidi retracted the proposal.
Police spent about an hour at the PAS headquarters in KL today, questioning PAS President Abdul Hadi Awang. This is in relation to Hadi's statement that referenced the Malay rulers.
The police questioned PAS President Abdul Hadi Awang and recorded his statement for about an hour at the PAS headquarters in Kuala Lumpur today. This in relation to a recent statement in which he reminded all Muslims to safeguard their faith, including the rulers, whom he said must consider the hereafter and not just worldly interests. His special officer, Bacho MP Muhammad Shahir Che Sulaiman, said Hadi fully cooperated with the ongoing investigations under Section 4(1) of the Sedition Act 1948 and the Communications and Multimedia Act 1998.
Alhamdulillah Tuan Guru dah selesai beri keterangan daripada Bukit Aman hadir 2 orang pegawai dan Tuan Guru telah dirakamlah segala kenyataan beliau. Seterusnya kita serah pada Bukit Aman lah. Maknanya di pihak Tuan Guru kita beri kenyataan kepada Bukit Aman. Tuan Guru pun dah baca kenyataan daripada IGP tentang kes ni, dan Tuan Guru pun dah baca kenyataan daripada Menteri Dalam Negeri semalam yang mana diwujudkan satu pasukan khas isu 3R berkenaan dengan Tan Sri Tuan Guru. Jadi di pihak Tuan Guru kita beri komitmen kerjasama sepenuhnya.
Earlier, the PAS president sent a letter of gratitude to Selangor Sultan Sharafuddin Idris Shah. According to Hadi's office, the letter was sent to the Sultan's private secretary on Monday, but the contents of the letter were not revealed. Shahir said the contents of the letter are between Hadi and the Sultan, and we should respect that. Hadi's remarks had prompted Sultan Sharafuddin to express his deep regret.
Daim Zainuddin's wife wants to challenge the validity of a provision under which she is facing an asset disclosure charge. Naima's legal team filed an application today in court to determine whether the provision infringes on her constitutional right.
The wife of former Finance Minister Daim Zainuddin wants to challenge the validity of a provision under which she is facing an asset disclosure charge. Naima Abdul Khalid's legal team filed an application for the Kuala Lumpur Sessions Court to refer to the High Court the issue of whether Section 36(2) of the MACC Act 2009 violated her fundamental right against self-incrimination. The 66-year-old wants the High Court to determine whether the provision infringes on a constitutional right against being compelled to produce incriminating evidence that could be used against her and her right to a fair trial. She is also looking for a stay order over the asset disclosure criminal case pending before the Sessions Court, pending disposal of the reference bid. On January 23rd, before the Sessions Court, Naimah claimed trial to the charge of failing to abide by an MACC notice to disclose her assets. She allegedly gave a sworn written statement that did not comply with the MACC notice under Section 36(1) of the MACC Act. She is accused of committing the offence in December last year and may be jailed for up to 5 years and fined up to 100,000 ringgit. The assets she allegedly did not disclose involved multiple lands, properties and Mercedes-Benz vehicles.
Dahlan Mamor, a former aide to Transport Minister Anthony Loke, has joined Bersatu. Dahlan served as Loke's political secretary from 2018 to 2020.
A former aide to Transport Minister Anthony Loke has joined Bersatu. Dahlan Mamor, who served as Loke's political secretary from 2018 to 2020, submitted his Bersatu membership form to Party Secretary-General Hamzah Zainuddin. In a post on Facebook, Hamzah said Dahlan contacted him last week to express his intent to join the party. According to his previous social media postings, Dahlan was once an UMNO member. Before serving with Loke, he was a TV presenter with Bernama TV. In 2016, he was suspended for 1 week from the TV station after sharing a Facebook post critical of then Prime Minister Najib Abdul Razak. Shortly after, he was also removed from hosting a talk show episode that was supposed to discuss Permata. Permata, a children's enrichment program, was the brainchild of Najib's wife, Rosma Manso. When asked for comments today, Loke simply replied, "Good luck to him."
The minister in the Prime Minister's Department for Law and Institutional Reform says the proposal to enact the Fixed Term Parliament Act is still in the in-depth study stage. Azalina informed the Parliament about this through a written response.
Azalina Othman Said informed Parliament that the proposal to enact the Fixed Term Parliament Act is still in the in-depth study stage. In a written response to Jelutong MP RSN Raya, the de facto law minister said it included an impact study that also took into account the views of the results of engagement sessions with stakeholders and the public regarding the introduction of the Act. She added the findings of this comprehensive study will be used for policy consideration by the Cabinet later. Azalina also explained that Malaysia has a fixed term of parliament which is 5 years as provided under Article 55(3) of the Federal Constitution. However, she added, the Prime Minister has the discretion to request the King to approve the dissolution of Parliament before the end of the 5-year period at any time for any reason, if His Majesty also agrees. The Pengerang MP also said parliaments with an agreed timeline for elections can ensure political and economic stability and prevent any attempt to seize power that harms the country's parliamentary democratic system. She added a fixed-term parliament can also ensure that all reform agendas and policies can be implemented continuously without interruption. In a separate reply to Simpang Renggam MP Hasni Mohamad, Azalina said for now no challenges in examining the proposed act have been identified since it is still at the detailed study stage.
Back to Wan Saiful, the Tasek Gelugor MP has been given 1 week to lodge a report on his claim that several individuals have promised him rewards if he pledges support for Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim.
The MACC has given Tasek Gelugor MP Wan Saiful Wan Jan 1 week to lodge a report on his claim that several individuals have promised him rewards if he pledges support for Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim. MACC Chief Commissioner Azam Baki said under the MACC Act 2009, it is the responsibility of any individual offered bribes to quickly report the offence so that further action can be taken. He told reporters yesterday that he couldn't announce what action can be taken and is still waiting for his report. Azam said since Wan Saiful has mentioned in the August House about the alleged bribery, he is obliged to make a report under Section 25 of the MACC Act 2009. He added that Wan Saiful has to come to the MACC office and he shouldn't expect MACC to bring him to the office. On the case of former Prime Minister Muhyiddin Yassin's son-in-law, Muhammad Adlan Berhan, Azam said MACC had not yet discussed with the Attorney General's chambers the possibility of charging him in absentia. Azam had earlier said MACC was ready to charge Adlan with criminal breach of trust, but he could not be located and is believed to be still overseas.
And that is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to kinitv.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook for the latest news updates. If you'd like to support independent media, do consider subscribing to MalaysiaKini.com. I'm Kimilia. Thanks for watching.